Love for you to talk a little bit maybe about your own story or maybe about some client stories on this concept of redesigning, recreating, and readjusting that I know you talk about a lot.
I do. So for me, I was in a career that I really enjoyed. I was in medical products and sales. So I spent a great deal of my time in hospitals working with very talented and passionate healthcare providers and clinicians. And I wanted to have a different conversation for myself. I wanted to understand what it looked like before you ended up in the hospital, before you were getting sick. And I had some experience of that in my own family with family members that were aging and lots of medications, lots of surgical procedures, lots of doctor's appointments. And so for me, the journey was, what does it look like? And how do we balance getting assistance when we're not feeling well, when we're sick, and allowing our bodies to do the healing that it can as we get older? And then discovering that your viewpoint, how you looked at life, how you felt connected to friends and outside activities, how that impacted health. So it wasn't just if you have an illness, you correct it. It's this whole big picture. And the applied sociology was an amazing foundation in looking at the illness perspective in hospitals and sick care. And then the herbal medicine was the traditional view of as we move through seasons and as we move through life. So for me, it was the balance of both. And what I was discovering is that the conversations as I got older and as I get older, there seems to be almost at times this, well, you're 60, you should be slowing down, right? Well, you're 60, you're going to retire, right? Well, you're 60, there's illness, your knees are going to hurt or your hips, which can all be true. I don't want to minimize that. It isn't true for everyone. And how do we expand that conversation? And for me, that's where my passion is. It's just expanding the conversation to get inspired again. Whether you have a bucket list and you want to finish some of those things that you didn't have time for, because we're always taking care of so many things, right? Or do you want to create some new things? Are there some things that you didn't even think of putting on the list that now you're like, maybe I could do that? So those to me are the conversations as we age that includes the inspiration and creative and fun that we can add to our life as we get older, which in my view sometimes is missing.